Welcome, Solara here. I hope you guys are doing well today. I am recording this message on Tuesday, December 31st. It's just gone 11:05 here where I am, and we are gearing up closer to, to 2025. So I hope you guys are doing well. I know I've been MIA. I sincerely apologize for that. For those of you who are not aware, I've been going through my own trials and challenges that I needed to really hone the focus on me and to put my energy towards myself, as well as what it is I'm building on my own platform, solarah.xyz. So if you would like to stay in better contact with me and what it is I'm doing in terms of serving the collective and, the daily energies that I put out in writing, feel free to join me over on solarah.xyz. I hope you guys have been enjoying the daily alchemy. It's been on hiatus since December 22nd, but it will be back here tomorrow, Wednesday, January the 1st. It will be back here for a limited time because Daily Alchemy will be moving exclusively to my website, solarah.xyz. So if you're interested in receiving that message every day for free, then please head on over there and sign up, and you will find it every morning directly delivered to your email inbox. I'm coming here to do a quick message tonight. I woke up in the middle of the night or early this morning from a dream state, and I was getting quite a few downloads, and so I wrote them down, and I just wanted to come on here and share them. And these are all downloads that have to do with the year ahead, because 2025 is really getting ready to be a year where if you've done the hard soul work, you really will get the opportunity to begin to reap the rewards that are your birthright and always were yours for as long as you were in communion, true communion with your soul and your soul's purpose. So 2025 is a number 9 year for like a more comprehensive look at the energies of 2025, as well as my new moon in Capricorn TAROTSTROLOGY Ascension report. You can check that out on my other channel, SOLARAH'S, where for the first half an hour of that video I kind of break down more in detail the significance of the number 9. But I'll keep it short tonight and then get into some of the downloads. 2025 is a number 9 year. When you break down the 2 plus the 0 plus the 2 plus the 5, it gives you 9. And 9 is the number that connects us to the Virgo card. The Hermit is the number 9 card in the major arcana. And then astrologically speaking, 9 is a number that connects us to Sagittarius energy. So 2025, one of the biggest themes of this upcoming year is going to be around how true to self we have been and are going to continue being. Okay, so everything in the false matrix wanted you selling your soul, selling yourself out, betraying yourself, disregarding your truth, choosing a program over your own intuitive guidance and wisdom. And over the past few years, many of you, especially if you're vibing with me, you've been doing the work of clearing the caches, dealing with your own wounds, dealing with the ways you've been programmed against yourself, dealing with the karmic structures, karmic family, karmic relationships, karmic cycles, karmic habits. All of those areas where you were like signing up to suffer is really, and all of those people who not only were wanting to see you suffer, but some of them were like nefariously trying to keep you in your suffering in the karmic cycle, because, well, for many of them, they don't have the capacity to heal themselves of the karma they've accrued, not only in this lifetime, but across many lifetimes and timelines. So you've been called in the past few years to take a stand for self. And you may have found that energy like tightening its grip around you since Virgo season, Leo and Virgo season earlier on this year, where many of us were really called into higher states of self-honor, of honoring our souls, of honoring our purpose, of honoring our truth. And if you have been faithful to your own soul, then in 2025, you will begin to reap the rewards for those decisions. So the message that came through was, in 2025, make sure you are only going to places where you are valued, appreciated, and celebrated. Leave everything and anyone where this is not the case. Okay, so this brings me to, part of the reason why I've been a little bit MIA on YouTube, and I'm getting ready to kind of change the way I show up on a lot of these social media websites, because for all intensive purposes, these websites, these platforms, these that are specifically connected to the Web 2 space, are designed to constantly harvest and harness us as creators and consumers. And I've done everything I can for as long as I've been on YouTube not to participate. You might notice that I never run ads. I did not become a part of that program. I didn't want to. I hold my responsibility as a person who is here to help the collective. I hold it with a high level of integrity. And in my opinion, I don't want to be have my content interrupted with marketers and ads selling you things that I don't believe in, or that I know are not, the best thing for your own soul. So I took a stand when it came to that. That was one of the reasons why I did that. And so I've done my best, in the midst of trying to, of getting my voice out here on this platform. And I'm grateful for what YouTube has provided me. But moving forward, it's going to be very important that we learn how to be in spaces where we're not being siphoned and energy harvested, and we're not partaking in the constant siphoning and energy harvesting of others. And, as such, for me, the creation of Solara.xyz is exactly there to help cater in that way. So my desire for that platform is that it becomes a stage for New Earth talent. I'm there right now headlining, because I'm shifting all my writing over there, and it's my my initial initiative, but the desire is that I create a stage where it's a safe space, a safe stage for many of you to come and share with the collective, also in ways where you're not being harvested, controlled, manipulated through the marketing initiatives of these, larger platforms that are tied to these corporations that, have ulterior motives when it comes to how we show up here as creators, and how you show up here also as, I don't like the word consumers, but you get what I'm saying, as participants in, drinking in our creativity, you could say. So that's, like, for me, in my personal life, that's what I've come to realize. And 2025 is showing me more and more it's gearing up to be that way for many of us. It is no longer a time where you have to compromise who you are for the sake of your survival. I'm going to say that again. This is no longer a time where you have to compromise yourself for the sake of survival. Everything around you might be telling you that that is not the case, but that is the program that has kept the illusions going, and those illusions crumble as you tune into your truth. So the more you're able to lean in to what it is that your soul is calling you to do, the more you are true to yourself, the more you are protected, the more you are provided for. And for those of you who've already been doing that in very real ways, as you continue to do so, you will notice that in 2025, you will begin to reap the rewards for not selling your soul. You will begin to reap the rewards for being true to your soul, your soul's purpose, and your journey. Okay, so another thing that was coming through, you're done playing small to make others feel comfortable while you ignore their inferiority complex. So if you've been rolling with me for a while, it's been 2 years on the 1st of January since my first viral video on this particular channel. I can't believe it's been 2 years, but it has. And but if you've been rolling with me any time since then you will know that I've talked often about the matrix, the false matrix being an inversion. right? So in order to keep their mirrors and their illusions, going in the false matrix, they had to have us living in an inversion. So the ones who want to make you feel bad are often the ones who feel inferior to you, but need you dragged in a shame story so that you don't actually rise into the truth of your power and the reason why they are actually literally feeling inferior to you. Okay, and this is crazy to many of us who, until we began to awaken to who we are, cosmologically and our energy signature, for the longest time, everywhere we went, everywhere you went, I'm sure you would garner all of this hater energy, right? And for me, I can speak for myself, I didn't really see myself as having anything that anyone else would want, because as far as a false matrix was concerned, I didn't have accolades, I didn't have awards, I didn't have all the resources in the world. I'm a single mother who has escaped, a violent marriage. In my opinion, there's nothing to really, desire in that material sense. But when I began to wake up and recognize and understand and overstand that it was actually everything to do with my energy signature, it became very clear that the reason why my whole life beings have tried to make me feel as if I'm stupid, as if I'm less than, as if I'm a failure, as if I'm worthless, is because I'm actually completely the opposite cosmologically, and everything they tried to push onto me is really how they feel about themselves. So 2025 is going to be a year where it's going to be so important. Virgo is the energy that calls us into radical honesty first with self. There's no more shrinking. There's no more pretending you're not great. There's no more not standing in your power. There's no more shrinking yourself. There's no more giving a fuck whether what you have to say or how you present yourself and how you live makes other beings who are living with personas and masks. It makes them uncomfortable because they don't have the balls to be able to do that for themselves. They don't know what it is to be authentic, so they try to pull you back into a false persona. Fuck a bunch of that. There's no more time for that. 2025 is here, and it's time for all of you, all of us, to rise into the fullness of who we are divinely, to express our sacred divinity out into the world, to pull this earth back into her rightful state of harmony and peace. And we only do that as we are in harmony and peace with self, and we are living in such a way that expresses that in the world. And we do that by living truthfully. We do that by living authentically. We do that by no longer betraying self or buying into programs or buying into stories, narratives, and lies that other beings need us to live in adherence to because they're too chicken to fucking, be themselves too. So no more. It's time for all to feel the stings of truth, the pangs of truth, and for those of you to be rewarded for living in truth. So this is going to be a year where people who have been persisting in holding on to the old world, they're going to be confronted with truths that, a lot of the walls of the cognitive dissonance that have been able to push it back so far, it's just not going to really cut it this year. Okay, so there's going to be a grand break in much of the cognitive dissonant structures that have existed within groups, especially. So for many of you, you've been in family structures where you've been gang stalked, right? So you've been in situations where people have band together, and the only thing that actually they actually can relate to, there's no real love bond there. It's a trauma bond, and they're bonded in their hatred towards another person. They're bonded in their hatred or their disdain towards you. They were bonded in their desire to keep you out of your soul's purpose, to keep you stuck. And as you rise and you've risen into your authentic truth, what that has done and will continue to do is strip them of the ability to be united in that hatred for you anymore. And it's not that the hatred is going to disappear. It's just that the truth of what is bonding them together is going to become so much more clear. In other words, they're going to start realizing, wait a minute, I don't actually like you. You know, I'm speaking of the groups. When they look around at one another, they've all been like bonded in gang stalking, right? And now they're going to start waking up and looking around at one another. Wait a minute, we don't actually like each other. We have nothing in common except for the fact that we all thought it was appropriate to try to gang stalk this person out of their truth. But now that we haven't actually been able to do that, where are we going to put our life force and our resources? You know, so there's going to be a lot of the breaking up of the karmic energies this year, because when the truth comes and when the truth hits, it's going to break through many very, very stubborn walls of cognitive dissonance that haven't been able to be broken through up until this time. Okay. So yeah, that's what I have for you in my downloads. I'm going to do a quick reading, and then I'm going to be on my way. So I'm going to go in my Crystal Magic Tarot deck and see what the cards have to say. You know, in conjunction with what has already been said. Thank you to all of you who signed up for my 2025 personal guidance readings. I had 13 slots available and they sold out, and I'm so happy to see familiar faces and to be meeting some of you for the first time. So thank you. For those of you who are interested, I am bringing back my group Q&As. The first group Q&A of the year will be happening this Sunday, January the 5th. There are only 7 slots available, and it will be all about getting you on track for 2025 within a small group setting. So if you're interested in joining me this Sunday, January the 5th, all information for that will be in the description box and the comment section below. I look forward to seeing some of you there. I literally just posted it, so I apologize for my tardiness in getting the message out. There will be other opportunities, though, for group sessions again this year. If you cannot make this Sunday, January the 5th, please stay tuned, because on Thursday, January the 2nd, on my website, you will see a full list of all of the things that are happening this year with me in terms of how you can work with me one-to-one. I have an accountability partnership coaching program with me for the whole year for those of you who really are very serious about stepping into your power in 2025, and you want accountability and assistance in doing that in a very, very real and connected way. So that information will be going up on my website on Thursday, January the 2nd. There will be only 5 slots available for the 2025 year. What else? I think that's it. There are also going to be special discounts for the new year happening to sign up for membership on the site, as well as a few discount codes for things on Ko-Fi. So make sure you swing by to solar.xyz on Thursday or Friday, depending on where you are in the world. Okay, so I am just cutting the cards. I'm doing my usual 4-card spread. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the 10 of Swords. I love this energy for us. I love it for you guys, you know, the 10 of Swords. And as I pick it up, I see the Queen of Pentacles beneath. This is a liberating of your value. This is a liberating of your ability to receive. This is the ability for you to rise back into your golden magnetism, your golden age codes that allow for you to attract everything that you need for as long as you are walking in accordance with your soul's truth. The 10 of Swords shows me that you are breaking out of really tough mental constructs and programming that was designed to keep you from getting to this place of being able to call back that magnetism, to call back your golden codes, to rise into your soul's truth and to be who you are. 10 of Swords is Gemini energy. It is the 20 to 29 degree of Gemini energy. So you can check where that is in your chart. We all have it, whether you have prominent Gemini placements or not. That 20 to 29 degrees of Gemini will be ruling over a certain house on your astrological chart, so you might want to check that out. The 10 of Swords means it's the end of power struggles. that very specifically, the power struggles that have come from those beings, those energies, those systems, those, societies, consortiums, however you want to see it, all of those energies that were designed to keep you believing in stories about yourself that had you living below your value and unable to rise into the truth of your own soul. It's the end. For me as a reader, Gemini energy when it comes to the minor arcana, because Gemini in the minor arcana is represented by the 8, 9, and 10 of swords, has very much to do with MK Ultra mind control and how they've used that to keep us all underneath a certain frequency so that we were all programmed a certain way to varying degrees. We've all been MK Ultra to varying degrees. In fact, this is why they ran that program, so that they could send it out globally, systemically, through the media, through their programs, through the educational system, through the work, through the way they strategize work. Everything was designed to program you into believing things about what is possible for you and what it is that you need to be doing to excel in life. All of that was a program to keep you distracted from who you actually are and what you're here to do. And this is the year where all of that, what supported that on a personal level, is shattering. And as it shatters for you personally, it's going to burst the collective bubble that has kept many in cognitive dissonance too. You are taking those 10 of swords that were once designed to keep you down. You've taken those swords. You're using them to surround you as a shield of truth, to keep repelling everything and anything that desires to try and take you out of your truth. Okay, so overarching theme, the Empress entering into a time of fertility, a time of birth, a time of creation, a time of beauty, a time of love, a time of basking in the feminine energy of being able to just receive. Right? So the Empress is connected to, it's the card of Venus, right? Planetarily speaking, which connects it to both Libra and Taurus. So this is also synonymous with the divine feminine energies rising more on the planet, the divine feminine energies that help us to nurture ourselves back into alliance with our souls, back into harmony with who we are, back into internal states of peace. And again, that's one of Virgo's greatest incentives. Virgo wants you looking after yourself in order to prosper. There's no real prosperity without looking after yourself, looking after one another, and looking after the earth. And this is what Virgo teaches us. Virgo teaches us about true legacy. And the Empress card here is one of the major divine feminine, divine mother emblems within the major arcana. So the divine mother is rising. The divine feminine principles are rising. The ability to get back what is yours by way of your own birthrights is rising as you continue to be true to who you are. We've been running around on this planet acting as if we are fucking orphans because the false matrix is you, but it's only possible when you remember who you are. For as long as you're living like an orphan, you can't receive your inheritance. Yes, so the challenge card is the 10 of Wands. We've got 10-10 on the board so far. 10-10. Okay, so that's endings and simultaneous endings and beginnings. So in the challenge position, the 10 of Wands, this is Sagittarius energy. This is actually the 20 to 29 degree of Sagittarius, the third decan of Sagittarius. And if you know anything about astrology, you'll know Gemini and Sagittarius are sister signs. So we're dealing with like the sister sign mirror energies here, because at the bottom we have the 20 to 29 degrees of Gemini, and in the challenge position we got the Sagittarius, the 20 to 29 degrees of Sagittarius. And so when I look at it like this, the challenge that we're going to continue to face is that staying so true to self and our own path, and carving out the philosophies and the rules that we need on a personal level to move forward in our soul's purpose and our soul's truth. So breaking past the programs that continually try to tell us we're doing something wrong, we're not enough, we're not doing enough, we don't deserve it, we have to work harder, we have to struggle, grind, suffer, otherwise we're not worthy. All of that is bullshit, right? And so I was talking to someone about this earlier on, a client, and I've been writing about it in the Daily Alchemy for January. Some of the hardest things that many of us are going to have to face moving into 2025 is actually receiving the things we've been dreaming of and waiting for, and actually opening up and feeling worthy enough to take it in. Because those things will come, and we'll think sometimes it's too good to be true, or we're not worthy of it, or we'll get imposter syndrome. And that's where we have to go in and do even deeper work of breaking the programs. Right? So the work is not over, because when the things start to come in that you actually want, you start to doubt and question yourself and push those things away. But not in 2025. In 2025, you are working through every single motherfucking mental block that has had you pushing away the beauty that has wanted to come towards you, because you were programmed into believing that it didn't belong to you. It's time to be rewarded for being true to your own soul. What you need to be honing in on, the Six of Coins, beautiful. This is Taurus energy. The Six of Coins is the second decan of Taurus. So the 10 to 20 degrees of Taurus is the Six of Coins. So what you need to be focusing on is creating true balance in your material world, true balance in how you give your energy, true balance in how you manage your worth, true balance in how you look after your health versus giving of yourself to others. It's really about coming in and learning how to come into balance, but also learning how to receive. Learning how to receive, learning how to give to a certain extent. But for many of you, I know, if you vibe with me, many of you are reformed people pleasers. So your issue was never with giving too much. It was always with not being able to receive. So what you need to be focusing on is, as things begin to balance out, being balanced enough in your own self to be able to receive, and to be able to be in the mindset where you're not falling back into old patterns, where you are sacrificing, overgiving, not accepting, all based on lack consciousness or not feeling enough. Okay, so self-value. The Six of Coins, sixes are connected to the Lovers. So this is like knowing your value, knowing your sacred value, and knowing that a lot of what's coming was always part of your divine contracts that have been on delay until you were able to overcome certain, milestones to help you open up into these timelines. Now, finally, for guidance, I love it. We have Three of Wands, which is Aries energy. So this is the second decan of Aries. So this would be the 10 to 20 or the 10 to 19 degree mark of Aries energy. The Three of Wands means moving boldly into the new timeline. So this is your guidance. It's time to move boldly, confidently, fiercely into this new year and into these new timelines, because you're ready. Because you're ready. Because in all frankness, you were born ready and you just forgot. So this Aries energy is about being headstrong. It's about moving in cohesion and in agreement with your divine mind and your higher wisdom and your ability to actually see who you are divinely, and to walk and to flaunt like you are that bitch. You are that person. You are that girl. You are that man. You are the one. So you are magic. Time to walk like you are magic. And this is nothing to do with like flaunting and flexing and showing off and having to prove your worth. We're done with that too. You know, like I said, I was writing a daily alchemy, and another thing that was coming through is that for many of you, it's going to be time for you to take these things that are being given to you in silence and to move silently in order to preserve your peace, you know, so you don't have to deal with all of those envious energies and the crazy energies that, you know, the inferiority complexes, the inferiority complex energies that were driven and that were always pulling you down. It's time for you to make your moves in silence, right? Because you ain't got nothing to prove to nobody but yourself, right? So I think I'm going to end here. I thank you so much, guys, for another year. Thank you for your love. Thank you for all the ways you've shown up and supported me. I don't take it for granted in any way. The community that has been built here, you guys are so beautiful. As I said on Solara Rises, it's so rare to have people follow you from one platform to another, and I've had that, and it's just it's really awesome. It's awe-inspiring to me because you know, you help me to within a matter of weeks, like you helped me establish myself on Substack in such a very real way last year. And now so many of you have now gone and followed me over on solara.xyz, whether from here or from Substack. And it's just such a beautiful thing. I thank you. I thank you for your love, your support, your encouragement. Many times your words have kept me afloat in the midst of my own trials. I thank you for your donations, your generous donations this year. I thank you for all the ways that you have helped myself and my children. You might not even be aware of it, but you have. And I thank you for that. I thank you to each and every one of you who's booked me for sessions. Thank you to those of you who've shown up in 2024 for my groups. Thank you to those of you who have bought decrees, donated to decrees. You know, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish you all a beautiful 2025. May everything that was taken from you, may it be returned to you sevenfold. I do believe this is a year of divine restitution for those of you who are walking in cohesion, in alliance, and in agreement with your truth and with your soul. So remember, 2025 is a year where it's going to be really important that you make it about what is ultimately best for you. And that's not selfish, it's not narcissistic, because when you are able to show up for yourself in the best way, you're only then able to extend that to other people and the earth. And in fact, the only thing that was ever required of you when you came here onto this planet, outside of the false matrix fuckeries, the true rules of this planet, the only thing that was ever required of you was for you to show up and to be yourself and to put on the best version of that possible. In other words, you were just here to excel at being you in a body, period. Okay, so yes, I look forward to 2025. I have such high hopes for us as a community, as a collective, and high hopes for my platform too. I want to give a very special shout out and thank you to Benito de Rosario, who stepped in for me in October to help me build that platform, like in the the word, like the midnight hour. He is a tech genius who has assisted me in learning my way around Web3 and, you know, technology, and just helping me to create something that I didn't really think was going to be possible for me so soon. So thank you, Benito. I really appreciate you. Okay, so happy fucking New Year. I'll see you guys again in 2025.